In this lesson, we will be learning how to compare decimal numbers. Before we compare decimals, it is important that we recognize decimals around us in our own lives. Looking at the two examples below, we see a gas station. A gas station has the cost of a gallon of gas. In this example, the cost of 1 gallon is $3.99, or $3.99. Another example is a pop can. A pop can has 16.9 ounces per container. Now that we've talked about decimals, look around you and see if you can find 2 or 3 objects that have a decimal on them. Now that we have recognized where we see decimals in our own life, it is important that we now understand how to put decimals in the correct order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Looking at our numbers, we have 3 different numbers. We have 0.579, 0.571, and 0.436. Now, how do I know which number is the least and which one is the greatest? Don't worry, we just go back to our number 1 rule. Always go left to right. Lining my numbers up so they are on top of each other, it is easier for me to see which number is the least and which number is the greatest. Following my rule, I look at the numbers on the left-hand side first. Looking for the smallest number, I know that 4 is smaller than 5, and this 5, so I know that 4 has to be the smallest number. Looking at my next number, I'm still following the rule of going left to right, but I look at my second number. These numbers are the same, so I continue following my rule and go 1 more to the right. Looking at this next number, I know that 9 and 1 are not the same, and that 1 is the smaller of the 2 numbers. Knowing that that is so, I move my 5.71 to be second, while the greatest number, 5.79, is the greatest. Now that we have practiced this new rule 1 time, let us try once more. Now that we have successfully completed one of these problems on our own, let's try one that's a little more difficult. Looking at the 4 numbers that we have 0.7952, 0.6436, 0.7543, and 0.8003. Looking at these numbers, how will we ever put them in the correct order? Well, don't be worried. We have our number 1 rule that will guide us right through this problem. Following our rule of going left to right, let's look at our first number on the left side. This number is a big clue to what the order will be. Looking at these numbers, I notice that 6 is the smallest number. We can move 6 right out and move it right here. Looking at our other numbers we have left, we have 2 7s and 1 8. Given that 8 is the largest number, we know that this number has to be the greatest. Now, this problem isn't too hard, is it now? We only have 2 numbers left, 0.7952 and 0.7543. Moving over from the first row to the second, which we call the hundredths place, we see we have a 9 and we have a 5. Since we are ordering them from least to greatest, we know that this number has to be smaller than this number. Moving these 2 numbers in their correct place, we have successfully put the numbers in order from smallest all the way to greatest. I hope you enjoyed working with decimals, and now you will be able to understand and put things in the correct order from least to greatest when working with decimals.